All right, hello. Today we're going to be going over Succession Warrior and finishing off the class guide for the Warrior. It's going to be pretty simple. Warrior is really easy to pick up in Succession. It's super easy. You're doing like the same, rotation. There is some nuances to it, like the heavy strike spam and whatnot that has been recently kind of discovered sort of situation, which is pretty cool. But for the most part, let's just start with the add-ons here. So you've got these are GTL Empires add-ons. I've been using them since the dawn of time, whenever I first found his channel, and ever since then I've just always loved these add-ons. They're super simple, easy to use, and everything flows appropriately like it should. So for a beginner structured kind of set foundation to kind of build off of, these add-ons will work really well for you early on. You may want to make some tweaks depending on certain spots, like going to Turos or something. You might want to put more back attack add-ons on here or something, but even then we got that to a spin slash, so you can kind of get away with, a good bit here. And as for your locked abilities, you're going to have to lock Pulverize, because we're going to do the heavy strike spam in a little bit. Deep ground slash, you don't really need this. It's kind of whatever in niche. You can use it, but I just never really cared for it all that much, so I just lock it. Don't forget to lock kick. The only reason I play with it unlocked is because whenever I do happen to PvP and I get approached on by somebody, grinding or whatever, and I'll grab them, I'll do like a kick, little down smash. It's kind of a style point thing. You don't really need it, especially if you're grinding. This is an utterly useless ability. Then you're going to want to lock everything from shield counter down to furious blow, and then you're going to lock evasion, but not prime evasion, because this is your non-collision iframe and you absolutely need this. All right, let's get into the combo here. So you're going to start with sideways cut always. This procs your add-on for 20 AP against monsters, so you're going to want this at all times. So you start with sideways cut, then you go into spin slash, and then you go into jumping slash immediately afterwards. So you just hold the button. So sideways cut, spin slash, jump slash, and then from here you can do one of two abilities. You can do heavy strikes or you could do ground slash. It doesn't matter which one you use. It's just a comfortability thing. So for me, I use heavy strikes. So sideways cut, spin slash, jumping slash into heavy strikes. That's it. Or you could do it the other way, where you go sideways cut, spin slash, jumping slash, ground slash, and then you go into heavy strikes afterwards. And then after, if you do it the other way, the first way that I did it, where you do heavy strikes, you go into ground slash immediately afterwards. So there you go. Now, after you do ground slash or heavy strikes at the end of each of the combos, what you're going to do next is Scars of Dusk, and then you're going to go into ground smash, ground tremor, and then you're going to do pulverize off the hot bar, and then you're going to use chopping kick as a cancel to get out of the animation, and then also keep yourself protected because it is a super armor. So altogether, it should look something like this. I'll go ahead and do both versions of the combo so that way you guys can try and figure out what fits for your play style and comfortability settings. And there you have it. Just mess around with either of those and just kind of see if they fit really well for you. Just mess around with it and you'll figure it out. It's really just comes down to like what feels comfortable. I prefer to do heavy strikes, but I can do either or, but both are perfectly fine. So now let's talk about the heavy strike spam cancel, which is just, it's very weird. I don't really have like a practical use for it personally. I just kind of found out about it a couple days ago, so bear with me that I don't really know how to like implement this in a lot of ways, and the ways that I do implement it, it's just kind of random. So basically you do heavy strikes, right? And if you just hold the button, you'll get that annoying third hit that you don't want. Like once you do that big long like arcing swing, you don't want that. That animation takes forever and is terrible. So what you're going to want to do is heavy strikes, do the first two hits, and then you're also going to hold the back button at the same time. So what I'm going to try and like put this as easy as possible. So the moment you start heavy strikes, so once you see the first swing come out, start holding the back button. So hold the back button, and then this is what happens. There it goes. Easy. Super easy. If you do it too fast, or if you hold the back button too soon, what's going to happen is you're going to end up doing this right here, where you accidentally go into this, like, you're going to go into spin counter, which is, I don't even, Like this you don't want that. You do not want spin counter. You don't really need this. It goes into spin counter, and then it goes into the third hit of heavy strikes. So just don't really you don't really want to do that. It's not very good. So you always want to make sure you start with your heavy strikes always, and then you start holding the back button afterwards. Now, an important thing to note is you want to proc your sideways counter so that way you get your AP on the mobs, and then on top of that you want to do spin slash afterwards so you get the lingering crit, because heavy strikes doesn't have 100% crit on it, so you want to make sure you get that lingering crit on your heavy strikes. So you go boom, boom, and then you start holding back, and there you go. You're going to be hitting the big damage. Again, you're not going to find a lot of use out of this. I at least, like I said, for me, I don't really have a lot of use out of it for PVE, because I have a lot of AP, so I can just, I can walk up to a Stars End mob and do like spin slash on repeat and kill them in like 2 seconds. It's really not that difficult for me, so I don't really have a use for it. But for somebody that has lower gear score, or you're fighting tankier mobs, there might actually be a use for it. So like a way that I would probably use it, just to kind of like keep a looped combo here. So I would start boom, boom, and then keep this going, and then pop, pop, get behind them, Scars of Dusk, and then you could do like that and then cancel back into it, and then ground slash again. Then you can go pop, pop, and then pop, 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 and then bam, bam, pop, pop, get behind them, pop, 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 go over here, and then you can go like this, bam, 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 pop, 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 boom, boom. And then you just keep it up on repeat. Honestly, that's just nonsense. Like you're just kind of like, it's just like a freestyle thing. Like, I don't know. I don't really care to use it all that much. I don't really know how to use it all that much. It's something I still have to mess with. I want to mention it though to people, so that way at least it exists. So that way you guys can find something that I don't know about it. And like I said, I'll put Yuva Lee's video down below so you guys can check it out, study it, and figure something out on your own. But that's just kind of really it. There's not really a whole lot to Succession Warrior, as I mentioned. If you guys want a PvP combo, I will go ahead and show you a 1v1 combo real quick. So you're going to start with grab, spin slash, then you're going to go into ground slash, and then spin counter, shield bash, go behind them, and you're going to go into Scars of Dusk, ground tremor, or ground smash, then ground tremor. You could do something like that. If you want to stay fully protected without an FG though, you could always go directly into pulverize. So it's the exact same starter here real quick. Bop, bop, bam, bam, and then you get behind him, go directly into pulverize, and then you can chop and kick to the side, and then go into ground smash, ground tremor. It's pretty simple. And there you have it. That about covers pretty much everything. There's not really a whole lot to it. It's really easy. And you can kind of work with whatever you want, just mess around, experiment with Suck Warriors. Pretty, like straightforward. You can do some freestyle, like versatility combos and whatnot, but I gotta be honest, he's pretty like run of the mill. Just, you're blocking a lot of the times. You're looking for the grab, fishing for the spin counter CC, because literally you can kind of, hit from anywhere. It's really far. It has a lot of like arcing abilities, like this one, for example, where you can hit multiple targets. Super good. The mobility is pretty cracked as well. You can use quite a few different options in terms of versatility with movement and everything. So just honestly experiment, mess around, do a lot of practices in 1v1 if you really want to get good with him. He's an incredible character. If you like put the time and effort and dedicate yourself to the character, you will find a lot of love with Succession Warrior. He's one of the most fun classes I've played, and personally I actually like it more than Awakened Warrior, just because I don't know, there's something funny about just holding the block and just like making everybody be upset that they can't do anything about it, unless you're against the grab class, then pain. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, I will do my best to answer them down below. But yeah, that's it. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye bye.